Time to get started. Oh, I don't have my bell.
What was that you just clicked? You have
That's
to
a
show
poor,
us.
that's a poor bell, but that's the bell for us starting. Normally I have a very nice crystal bell that I use, but we don't have that today. So unfortunately, welcome everybody. I'm glad to see all the smiling faces we have on board. We have a small group today, but it's still vacation summertime. So I appreciate you showing up today. Thank you very, very much. Today, we're going to have a very good speaker, and this young man is in disguise. He's changing his name and his appearance, and he's going to fool us a little bit today, but we're all looking forward to hearing a very, very distinguished Rotarian give us a presentation today. We've got visitors today from all over the world, from the United States and Europe and Russia and many other places. We appreciate you coming back today. Dr. Samuel Lee, Samuel Lee, that's right. Stopped by earlier and said he joined us, but he had to leave to another meeting. So he stopped by to see us also. I suppose, as usual, we'll get a few more late arrivals who need to work on their leadership skill of being on time for meetings, but they'll show up a little bit later. So I'm sure there's a few of those that'll trickle in during our start. So I'd like to welcome everybody. And with that, I will go to my president's comments and try to get this thing going on the right path, because sometimes we just have difficulty getting on that right path. It's hard to find the right path often. We don't know where to look for the right way to go. So often we're wandering around, and that's not good. Right now, we have a lot of people in the world who are fighting with this COVID virus still. Even after a year and a half, it still is a problem. And what we have found is so many of the different Rotary clubs around the world have adjusted. They have changed. They have manipulated their meetings, their events, and helping their members in a way that they didn't do before. In other words, they are more flexible. That's what our speaker is going to be talking about today. Now, for myself, I have a long history of flexibility. 26 years in the United States Air Force, and our motto was, flexibility is the key to air power. Being able to strike above and above, up on the ground and above the ground, at sea, anywhere, that flexibility is air power. Well, the same flexibility is important to all of us as Rotarians. If we're going to continue to help communities around the world, those communities have changed because of the COVID virus. They're not so easy to contact. Some of the people are not so much involved as they used to be, and they should be. We're going to have to work with them. So we're just going to have to be a little bit more patient. We're going to have to be a little bit more flexible, but we still need to carry on the tradition of Rotarians, getting things done, because we are leaders and because we are people who are helping others around the world. Now, there is a few protocols that I need to go through today, so I'm going to run through those very quickly. Let me get out of where I'm at here. Whoops, I went too far. Too far. Michael, come on. I don't have it. I haven't done this lately. All right. Today, we're going to run through as we normally start off our meetings. You're not seeing my screen. Are you seeing my screen, Randall?
Yes, yep.
Yes.
See your screen.
All right, thank you. Because
I have the four-way test.
Yeah, I have a different picture on my screen. Okay, as we normally start off our meetings, we do it with the four-way test. I will read each one of these, and then I will ask you to read it after me. I need everybody to turn on your microphone at this time. If everyone will please turn on your microphone at this time. I'll give you a moment to do that. The four-way test of things that we think, say, and do. The first one, is it the truth?
Is it the truth?
Is it fair to all concerned?
Is it fair
to all concerned?
Will it build goodwill and better friendship?
Will it build goodwill and better friendship?
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
And our club has added the fifth one. Is it fun?
Is it fun?
Fun.
Okay, because it needs to be fun for everybody. This should be something that we are enjoying, not something that is a torture to us, okay? Rotary has a mission. We want to provide that service with integrity that's going to help everyone around the world with understanding and goodwill and peace. Those are things that we're focused on, and we want to do it in our businesses, our professional life, and in our communities. In all these areas, we will apply the Rotary mission. At today's meeting, we have a few protocols. The first one is I'm going to ask everybody now to please turn off your mic. We had your microphone on a moment ago. I ask everybody, please turn your microphone off. Leave it off until our speaker is done speaking, and then certainly we'll open it up for questions and answers the same as we normally do, and have a lively question and answer period after our main speaker speaks. Please leave it off for now. Leave your camera on, and we'd like to see your smiling face, full screen if possible, if it's possible. Understand for some of you, it may not be. We want to see your face, and we want to know that if you click in the upper right-hand corner for speaker view, you will get a full panorama of the speaker and be able to see him more closely. In Zoom, it is a one-on-one meeting between the speaker and you, because each one of us is behind a different screen. So it's basically a one-on-one conversation, easier to see this way. When you're speaking, we ask you kindly, please refrain from sex, religion, and politics. We know that they sneak in. We have had several meetings where politics came into our topic, but we keep it clean. We don't point it at anybody in particular. We just make some comments and then get out. But try to avoid these subjects if you can. And why? Because Randall is going to be recording the meeting. The meeting will be recorded and be available early next week. So please think about what you're saying before you say it, so you don't get embarrassed on the screen. Now, those are the things that I wanted to tell you about. Those are the things that I wanted to open this meeting with. We need your resilience. We need your flexibility to continue to lead in a time that is a little bit tragic. Will we get through this? Absolutely. Will we have the virus forever? My opinion, no. But it's going to be around for a while, which means we have to be flexible. We don't even know, what the next trauma or next challenge is going to be for us. And each time a new challenge occurs, flexibility is important. So let's all of us try to be better at that. Randall, as the secretary, what messages do you have for us today?
Well, for our limited number of members here today, I have to remind you that it's time to pay dues. And that's basically it. So our next meeting will be 2 weeks from now.
Right.
2 weeks. Yes, 2 weeks from now.
2 weeks. Next week, we're not meeting. So, and I believe the meeting that we're having next, Randall, I don't have my schedule in front of me. It's on one of my slides. Is that the Russian ICC speaking next? Russian UK ICC, I believe.
I believe so. Let me double check.
Okay, all right. So we will have, for those of you who may be a little bit new with us, we've had several of the Russian connection ICCs, Netherlands, US, Canada, Germany, and now we're going to have UK. So we're trying to build that connectivity between Russia and other parts of the world to make it stronger here in Russia. So,
Michael, let me just give you an update. So the next speaker is David Munger. I don't know if it's pronounced Munger or Munger. He's originally from Quebec, from Canada, and he's the founder of Munger Maître Chocolatier, which is a boutique. It's a factory making very high-end boutique chocolates in Kaliningrad. And he's actually a friend of our past district governor who lives in Kaliningrad. So he's going to be speaking about his journey from as a foreigner, starting up a factory and some of the issues that he's had to deal with here in Russia.
Very good. If we were live, we would ask him to bring some chocolates with him. I'm sure he would. But that's going to be a little bit difficult here. Maybe we can find out where to purchase them. But it would always be nice to have some extra sweets at our meetings. That would be good. Any other comments, Randall, for the secretary before we start?
No, that's it.
Okay, let me go back to my screen share. And talk about our guest speaker this evening. Now, earlier I said our guest speaker is in disguise because this gentleman looks different. He doesn't quite look like he does in the picture. But this gentleman is an amazing, amazing person. I mean, he not only is active in Rotary and all the way to the top and then back down a little bit, he's still supporting it and has been for many, 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 many years. Now, if I read the long list I have of all the accolades and awards and so forth, I would take up the whole hour just talking about him. So I'm not going to do that. But what I will say is that one of our members pointed out that this young man has something amazing about himself. Over 3,000 surgeries, and I believe it was 20 years. Amazing that he did to help people. And he is contributing not only with his leadership talents, not only with his Rotarian talents, not only with his skills of being a good human being, but he's also using his hands and his skills as a doctor to help people around the world. And he gives away freely most of these. Of course, he's a businessman and he has to make a revenue, but many, many, many of the things he's doing are free. And he's helping people around the world. He sets a very good example for all of us to think about how we as individuals can have an impact on the whole world, or at least many millions of people. And he is doing that. So I don't want to steal any more of his time. He's going to talk to us about being an innovative and flexible club, your Rotary Club. So I'm going to turn the screen over to Manoj, and we're going to listen to him for about another 40 minutes, and then we're going to take your questions and answers. So I'm going to open the floor to Manoj now. Dr. Manoj, it's all yours.
Thank you, President Michael. Can I have a screen share available to me?
I think, Randall.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Start. I don't mind that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think screen share. Kendall, you will have to help me. You open up the PowerPoint in your thing.
Okay, just 1 second.
That would be easier because here it is not coming up.
Okay.
This is Macintosh and I am not used to that. So many innovations in such a short time. I'm happy to be with you. By the time Randall comes in with my PowerPoint, President Michael and myself are enjoying the noontime or early morning, but good evening to you all, my friends. I'm seeing you for the first time, except Leila from Finland, because she was in India and I have met her. Also, I have met her in Stockholm Institute 2 years back. Having said that, I bring greetings from 150,000 Rotarians of India to you. And President Shekhar has given a beautiful theme, serve to change lives. Now, this is the time, I'll say next, just don't change it, please. The first slide. I was talking to Randall. Since district assembly, he was after me that why don't you be a speaker? And of course, today is the day it has realized. So thankful to you, Randall. And now you are helping me in my PowerPoint. Topic we decided with his tips, I thought be an innovative and flexible club. And President Michael has beautifully connected why flexibility is important. Next, please. Friends, our vision statement, I was on the committee and we released this in 2017. And just pick up the bold letters. Together, people create change. Actually, the whole of it is, together we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe in our communities, and in ourselves too. And I'm going to talk about what kind of changes come, because we have to create impact, we have to reach out, we have to engage all members, and we have to adapt to the new methodology, and that is what we are enjoying today, Zoom. Next, please. Friends, Rotary is in 116th year, and it's a beautiful structure it has. One president only for 1 year, 17 board members of alternating zones for 2 years, 34 zones, 540 plus districts, and 35,000 plus clubs. Problems come up only when Rotarians do not follow the rules created by Council on Legislation for our manual of procedure. And believe me, I'm going to share some of my 36 years of experience of Rotary. Every club has a cycle of up and down. It's a wave that comes every 8 to 10 years. And believe you me, it is always one man who takes the club to a higher level, and suddenly everybody energizes and club reaches to a peak. I personally feel that, next please, club is certainly autonomous. And let me give you an example of my club, Baroda Metro. And you can see in second upper right corner, past RI President Kalyan Banerjee. And this is about 3 hours drive from my city. And these are all villages where we have created dialysis machines and X-ray clinic and of course, hospital. We have many ladies members, and life goes on with lovely projects. Each project is celebrated with fellowship, like you have added. Is it fun? Yes, we do have fun, but the spectrum of project is like a rainbow. One person comes into our club, we ask him, why did you join? What is it that you want to do? And we give them freedom to do that. This always makes it happen. Let me show you the interesting project. Next, please, Renda. It is called ECube project. You can see underneath the tree in open, we are meeting, and the collector is addressing the gathering. ECube, that is E3, energize, empathize, and empower. These are villages. Upper two slides are my club members and governor, but these are villages where they do not have adequate rains. These are about 3.5 hours from all the industrial area. They do not have 2 square meals a day. And they have to leave their villages and come to city as daily wage earners. And we decided that let's do something different. And there comes Rotary Foundation for our help. And what did we do? ECube project at the cost of nearly $180,000. We levelized the ground and we lifted the water. Now they are doing 3 crops and they don't have to go to earn daily wages. In the lower part, what you are seeing is dedication of a village called Project Astha after earthquake. And this is newly built village. Like that, Rotary has done 11 villages and 142 schools after earthquake. It was middle of the night when I was driving with my friends, and I talked to them that let's rebuild a village. And they said, village? Have you gone crazy? How many homes? I said, about 150 to 200 homes in a village. And they said, we have never done projects more than 500,000 rupees. Village would cost how much? I said, yes, it would cost. But we have our foundation. And then Prime Minister of India today, Narendra Modi, he was the chief minister of my state. And he said PPP, public private partnership. And he said 50-50. I said, this makes it still better. We have to dish out only 50%. And you wouldn't believe we did the first village in 1 year at the cost of 40 Saturdays, Sundays. 40 times we had to go. It was 500 kilometers away. Next slide, please. These are unbelievable stories because creating a village by a small club, is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Was that the need of the hour? Certainly it was the need of the hour, because otherwise, how would they survive? And that's where I am just showing you some pictures of the kind of fellowship after doing this kind of big jobs. Lower right-hand corner, you can see this is the Holy Festival color sprinkling day. And that is what we do. Or sometimes men do the cooking and females enjoy. So we did all this kind of things in our club, and club becomes a family, so that in good days, in bad days, we are together. And that's how innovative and flexible club works. Next, please. And you can see when we go out, it's like a picnic and young children. I still remember one of my friends got twin daughters, and he used to come to club with both the daughters, and they grew up. Now they are teenagers, and 20 years we have been enjoying their company. This club, my club, has given one director to Rotary International, one Rotary Public Image Coordinator, and 2 past governors. So it happens. Leadership also is not lagging behind if you do excellent projects and good fellowship. Next, please. I always believe that each club must analyze themselves objectively. We call it SWOT analysis: strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat. Let me just show you what are the strengths of my club. Many district leaders. Next, just continue. Yeah, big projects with 100% stewardship. We have been innovative and flexible club for last 9 years for Rotary International. We have top-class professionals so that we don't talk shop all the time. And we have many female members. In India, this is rare. Normally, few female members, but because in India, female membership ratio is 10 to 12% only. Let me show you next point, and that is weaknesses. Next, please. Render next slide, please. Okay, page down, probably there would be something more. Yeah, and it is EREY club with 12 major donors. So you can imagine, giving wise also we have done very well. Now coming to weakness of our club. Next, please. Attendance in meetings becomes a problem. For project, people come. For outdoor meetings, they come. But when there is a speaker, it's a problem. Less adherence to rules. Now, when this happens, problem will come up. Next, please. Less number of speaker meeting because people love, not necessarily speakers, they want to involve themselves. Next, please. District function participation, not much. Now there you become a cocoon. You have to participate in district functions. Then only people would know, and that would attract more members from outside. Next, please. What are the opportunities that we see? Yes, increasing member is a must, and that's where this year, as Shekhar has said, each one bring one. We are now approaching 60. So 60 members club. It used to be 26, and now we are increasing member. Increase in giving because members, when they increase, there are new hands to serve, and that always helps so that you are not taxing the same Rotarians. Attendance, certainly it has to increase by engaging all the members. Next, please. Participation in district event will definitely improve because young people are more enthusiastic for fellowship and participation. Our average age, you can see I'm young at heart, but not that young. When I joined Rotary, I was 27 years old, and today I am at 67. So our average age had gone up. I am the only charter member in the club present because many have already passed away. But we have brought down the average age of the club to 45. Now, when you bring average age to 45, things happen in a different way. Next, please. The senior members have to, and this is a new program we have started, Know Your Members. So in every meeting, 2 members will give their brief profile in 5 minutes or so. Some ideas which can help. Next, please. And what are the threats? The biggest threat is wastage of money due to thin attendance because hotel charges for X number of people. And if you do not have those many people, you are wasting money. Second, next, please. Lack of feedback. All Rotarians are good, so they do not give feedback to president that it is better to do it this way, or why don't we try this? And that's where groupism occurs, and my club got divided last year. These are real life experiences. Club got divided. I requested everybody, they were clear, but club got divided. And in India, we are living in joint family, but families also divide, so there is nothing to be upset about it. We struck back with more members now, and the divided club, the other club, is very small club. They are trying to survive. Next, please. Average age, I have already highlighted, wouldn't say more, but it needs to be focused. I personally feel together we are always strong. Strive to be perfect, but always remember that you have to tolerate imperfection because everybody's methodology is different. Army person deals with things in a different way and a doctor deals in a different way. And that's where I personally feel the spirit of tolerance which has made it possible for Rotary to form a worldwide fellowship of business and professional, men and women, will make all things possible. That's what our founder, Paul Harris, said, that but for the tolerance, Rotary would not have reached where it is. Next, please. I always believe that in a Rotary club, collective wisdom is the name of the game. It is not only president or only senior most person telling that this is how we should do it. If all believe that this is good, do it. Why not? You would not believe, but I will show you probably a picture that our club, some members, young members said that, Director, can we have a business meeting or board meeting in a swimming pool? I thought for a while. Now, being the senior most and director of Rotary International, if I say no, they were going to do it. So I said, of course, I would be the first one to go into the water. We did it. People enjoyed. So this is where I feel innovative ideas come up. And those who do not want to get wet can sit outside, but it can happen. Now, you wouldn't believe this idea remained in my mind. And when we have retreat of senior leaders of India, that is Kalyan Banerjee, Raja Sabu, all the directors, we are 9 of us. So 11 families, 11 couples come together. We call it a retreat. And I was holding that retreat as a host in Goa. You all know that Goa is a beach destination and people enjoy. Now, 3 days retreat, we were all the time sitting in room and discussing problems of India and how to. I said, come on, chums, this is not the way. 3:30, I'll see you in a swimming pool. Believe you me, all directors and past presidents were in the swimming pool. And I said, this is the problem. Everybody took a dip and the problem vanished. So all the burning issues of India could be discussed in a manner that was fun for them, and we found out solutions. So I am trying to say that we have to be flexible. We have to be innovative, because today's decisions are for a better tomorrow. And tomorrow, nobody has witnessed. With COVID, we are trying. Now, Michael has traveled from Russia to America. I am also in Atlanta today. And I wanted to see my family. So my sons, I came here. When I talk to my sons, I realize that life is totally different than what it used to be for me. They want to retire at 45, and I am yet not retired. So think of, the perception that everybody has different in their mind. Let me show you the next slide, please. How to instill ownership, or call it sense of belongingness. This is required. And ego clashes should never happen. And that's why my club, I'm just giving you an example. There are no awards and there are no rewards. At the end of the year, outgoing president, one meeting before, gives his language of heart and thank people, but no gifts, no awards, no rewards. We are a family, and you don't, take out people that somebody is better than others. No, we agree to disagree, but with respect. And we never carry that home. So if there was a argument, okay, argument is possible, but never carry it home and try to square the accounts in the next meeting. Please, that is not required. Next, please. Here is my formula. This is a very simple formula. I am a spine surgeon, basically by profession. And I always preserve the nerves, but we can sacrifice the bone. So 3 words only. I request each club, your club, others who are from outside, at least try this method. At the end of the year, incoming president gives a chit to everybody that what do we want to stop in our club? 5 ideas. What do we want to keep in our club? Healthy trends. And what do we want to start? Sky's the limit. Give different ideas, and then they are published in our bulletin. When they are published with the names, then president always says that, Manoj, you gave this idea, so you are the chairman for that. Come out with suggestions and create a meeting for that new idea. So keep, stop, and start. Stop, keep, and start. This is my formula to do brainstorming so that club achieves what they want to achieve. New members, more giving, better projects, and whatever your criteria are for a vibrant club. Because ultimately, each club has to be vibrant. Each club has to perform. Each club has to grow. And that is what our strategic plan says. I don't want to bore you with strategic plan because I was on that committee for 3 years, so I know much more. Next, please. I personally feel that if somebody says that what do you expect out of a Rotarian, then I have only 3 words: dare, care, and share. These are the virtues or qualities that I would like to see in each Rotarian. Dare to do impossible. Sometimes small clubs cannot think big. Why can't we think big? We have our Rotary Foundation. A small club can produce a director. How did we do that? It is possible. A small club can create 11 villages. Yes, that is also possible. I think out there in world, people are there to see your sincerity and your efforts, and people come forward. So dare to do impossible, care for the underserved ones. Sometimes we focus in nearby area only. If we are in city, then we may pick up a school and do the things because we want to make governor happy by taking him there or her there. I believe that drive 300 kilometers, 200 kilometers, it could be 60 kilometers, but the need could be in villages, rural areas, where they don't have water, where they don't have sanitation. And we can at least build few toilet blocks. We started a movement in India and we did thousands of toilet blocks during my directorship. And our goal was to do 60,000, but we reached to 85,000 in 15, 17. And that was in India. Share what we have. Not necessarily only money. President Michael highlighted only one line from the biodata that I sent. 3,526 polio corrective surgery operations, free of cost. Because when I joined Rotary, I wanted to do something. And we were brainstorming, and seniors asked, what can you do? I said, I can do 2 surgery per week of polio affected victims. I will not charge anything. You just get me some medicines and we pay anesthetists 50%. And that's how we did thousands of operations. So it could be your skill. It could be your time. It could be just simple pat on the back that, yes, you did well. That also encourages people. So share what you have. It could be smile. It could be anything. Next, please. Friends, I certainly believe that we Rotarians are a force to reckon with. Long time back in British Empire, it used to be said that sun never sets on British Empire. But honestly speaking, sun never sets on Rotary Empire these days. Because somewhere there is a sunrise and somebody's life is changed. And that's what we are doing. I personally feel, being a orthopedic surgeon, focused on spine, but orthopedic is my specialty. So 350,000, that is 350,000 cases were there of polio per year. And now there are only 2 cases. Just imagine, it's a marathon Rotarians have run. 350,000 per year into 30 years, if you calculate. Oh my God, it's an ocean of helplessness. And where we are today, only 2, one in Pakistan, one in Afghanistan. Oh, what a massive gift we are going to offer to the children of the world. I am sure when we would not be there, children of the world would be thanking that my father was there in this moment. Second disease to be eradicated from the face of the earth. That's why I urge you that let there be no confusion. Let there be clarity that one man can do it, and together the club can do much more. Forget comparison. You have to have compassion. What can I do? That's the question you should answer every day night before sleeping. And last word is apathy. I have seen a lot, but empathetic people would never stop doing good jobs. Friends, I really feel great, and God willing, I would be with you in Saint Petersburg in October, because we are planning a trip to visit your district. And if I come, I will see you and have a drink. Maybe, I think, Zhelka or vodka, whatever you drink, whatever you offer, I would be there. So thank you very much. I appreciate your being with me today. Thank you.
Let's give him a round of applause, everybody. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Namaste.
We're going to have questions and answers in just a moment. When we have a true leader, as we had today as a speaker, leaders understand that you must grow other leaders. You must identify how to make your leadership style, your successes, your victories. You must understand how to put them into words so that other leaders after you are inspired to do the same things or even greater, with greater technology, with greater funding, with greater possibilities. You need to motivate and get those other people to be leaders in the future. And I think Manoj is doing that, working with all the clubs, working with the districts, working with the people. How many of you before tonight would have suspected that you can have a board of directors meeting in a pool? I don't think anybody on the screen besides him would have thought about that. But somebody thought about it and he didn't say no. He used innovation. And with innovation, you don't say yes, but you say yes, and. If somebody would have said, let's go to the pool to have a board of directors meeting, he says, yeah, but we're all going to get wet. Yeah, our paper will get messed up. Yeah, but if he said those yeah buts, it would have never happened. But instead, he said, yes, and it might be fun, and maybe creative. And so when someone brings you an idea in Rotary, think about how you can respond with a yes, and instead of a yes, but. It's going to be much more helpful. Okay, let's open it up to questions. If you will, I have everybody's picture on the screen. If you'll just raise your hand, I'll call on you. And we have a tradition in our club. Randall always has the first question. So I'm going to turn it over to Randall. Randall, will you please ask the first question?
Michael, it's not really a question. First of all, I want to thank very much our past Rotary National Director, Manoj, for coming today. If it's not clear to all of you, he's also our newest Rotary International representative to Russia. So he has a responsibility which might last many years, looking after us and inspiring us to grow. I want to comment that I also joined when I was 27, which I think is wonderful. And Rami, I think you were 28 when you joined. So it's possible to spend decades indeed in Rotary. And one thing, if you're coming in October, Dr. Manoj, we might arrange to have a meeting in a sauna. I know Walter was a big sauna fan. I don't know if Rotarians have had board meetings inside a Russian banya, but then we can
in a banya.
We can whack ourselves with some birch leaves, and then there will definitely be something to drink.
So there'll be something.
Prepare yourself.
There'll be something to drink if we meet in October, and hopefully I'll be back there by October because I believe I will be. So we'll see, but certainly the club will take care of you when you show up. Okay, questions. Raise your hand and I'll let you ask a question. Anybody? Come on the floor. Nobody on the floor has got a question? Howard, yes, sir. Jump right in there, Howard.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael. And thank you, Manoj. I was very interested in the introduction that Michael made, where he pointed out that you did 3,000 surgeries and in your background. And I thought that I just was curious if that translated into Rotary medical activities in your experience. Was there a translation there, or was it strictly a leadership development kind of thing?
It was. Thank you for that question. It was for Rotary. We started at club level first. Then, with past President Raja steering the polio eradication campaign, we discussed that we can have awareness camp in different areas. So in North India, we used to hold camps. And camps like 7 doctors working for 7 days, operating 300 cases with 17 generators, because in North India, electricity was a problem. So Rotary in India has created awareness, advocacy by keeping these camps alive. And many doctors gave their week after week. And we did that for nearly 5 to 7 years. So each camp was 200 patients, 300 patients. I'll tell you, this was beneath Nepal, a place where I went, a small club, 16 members club. One doctor gave his hospital away and they were ready for 150 patients. And we saw a queue outside the tent and 369 patients were examined and shortlisted, and we operated 142 patients free of cost just for Rotary. And because of that, India is polio free now, 7 years. But otherwise, people were not budging an inch. But this kind of things have, Laila has visited us and she would remember because she has visited for polio campaign also, right? Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Another question, please. Anyone else? Oh, actually, Robert, go right ahead, Robert.
Thank you very much. Excellent presentation. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm trying to pick up on what might be some of the positives we could get out of this pandemic. I know that there have been very, very many negatives. And one of them, and I think it relates to your topic of flexibility, is that we, in our district, and I sort of like to get your reaction to this, is to take and divide up what we do in Rotary, and we've assigned administration and training to Zoom or other online matters, and then fellowship, team building, and service to be in person. As a kind of a model that we're going to try, I just wanted to bounce that off and see whether you've seen that before. For me, it's always good to have a framework around which to work.
Thank you. That's a great observation. And I urge you, when you would read in Rotary News or online, interview of newly designated president nominee of Rotary International. You know, a few days back only, he's a Scottish person, Gordon McInally. So Gordon has beautifully highlighted positives of this. As a result, he expects that Rotary will go hybrid because unnecessary expenses can be cut down. And that amounts to $5 million for Rotary International. So all meetings need not be in Evanston. It could be on Zoom. And that would be a lot of saving for better purposes. Because at this hour, we are not having adequate money to give to global grants. But if money saved is money earned, then we will have more global grants. So I personally feel that COVID has taught us many good things. Many good things, and it is not going to go away like that. So we have to live with it. Vaccination is one, protection is second, and we have traveled. In January also we traveled. But question is, the days are coming nearer when herd immunity will be developed. Being a doctor, I am very hopeful because India, if you visit, in comparison to Russia or America, India's population is so thickly congested that COVID could have done a lot of damage, but it has not. India has got less of death rate and vaccination status is only 15% of Indians out of 1 billion. So you can imagine that COVID taught us many, many things. And I personally feel all trainings, people have to travel. Now, your country has 11 time zones. And for one patch, everybody has to go to one place. How can you do that? You have to fly, you have to drive. But that is too costly an affair. It is better to sit in the comfort of your home and get trained. But when it comes to project, when it comes to fellowship, so selected meetings in person, but training and other things on Zoom would be the new norm. I personally call it new normals for the coming 2, 3, 4 years. Rotary International will also be doing that only. For
Robert,
visiting Russia, we have to take a special permission. You know that?
Yeah.
Thank you,
Robert.
thank you very much.
I would also add, Robert, that with pets, when I was in the situation this past year, I had to step up and take the president's position because we didn't have anyone else to do it. And folks said, well, Michael, you can't be president because you didn't go through the pets. Well, I went through pets 17 years ago, just as a guest, not as an official officer, but as a guest. I got online and I went through every one of those tutorials. I read every one of them. I printed them out to have them in a binder in my office. I went through all those pet items you had to go through. And I don't think it has caused me to miss very much. A few things I haven't learned, and I got a right-hand man in Randall over here who helps me with some of those minor things I miss. But overall, pets was able to be accomplished online and by paper without having to go through pets. Did I miss the engagement with the people face to face, handshake to handshake, hug to hug, or drink to drink? Yes, I did. And I would have enjoyed that. But was able to fulfill the responsibility and do what was necessary right here online. So it was one of the ways that, as Manoj said, you got to be innovative. You got to try things that are different. Okay, let's move on. Another question. Question from someone. Question. Come on, folks. Come on. I know you got questions.
Marcella has a question.
Oh,
So
Marcella. Yes,
Natalia
Marcella.
also.
Go ahead, Marcella.
So first of all, Michael, thank you for inviting me at this meeting because it was really, really inspiring, and congratulations to the speaker for his life and what he has done. My question is, and also for the presentation, of course, my question is, if you have a club in which some people like the older ones or the kind of board of trustees, let's call them like that, are stubborn and don't want to innovate, is it better to try to convince them, and how, or to create a new club?
I personally feel there is a limit of tolerance. If majority of club is crossing that tolerance, then start a new club. But I personally feel that a request would never be turned down by Rotarians, because Rotarians are good-hearted people and they have to see the point. I personally feel that sometimes, it could be a dance party, and ask the seniors to do that. They would enjoy it, and the child within them will come alive, and probably they would grant your request. When somebody is tough, in our part, the best philosophy is offer them 2 drinks and then talk about the same thing. Mostly it goes through.
Very good idea. And their dance party is not so crazy, because almost 2 years ago, we had exactly that, a dance party. We had one of our members was a dance instructor, and somebody said, why don't we have a dance party and have our meeting and then dance lessons same time? We did. So it worked out very well. Yeah.
Good.
Randall, you said Natalia. Which one of the two? Was it Natalia?
It's Natalia Anisimova. Natalia Anisimova.
Yes, go ahead, Natalia.
Thank you, Randall, but I have not raised the hand.
Oh,
I just agreed.
Up.
I did like this. It was another action because I feel with your club president, Michael, it was the same for me for the pets. It's just that.
Yeah, and we had to be innovative. Antonina, what question do you have, dear?
Actually, I have no question, but I'm really impressed with analysis of club Dr. Manoj did, and with acceptance. And I really would like to pass this particular recording to my current club, who is now in this wave. And I'm still feeling that we can do some things better. You know what I mean? So just thank you very much, Doctor. Okay.
Thank you, Antonina. Thank you. And again, it is being recorded, and Randall will put it together and send it out to all the participants in our 300-person mailing list that we have for our club.
Just for Dr. Manoj, I am from Canada, and this is District 7070, and I'm in Quinte Sunrise Rotary Club. So, okay, so thank you very much.
Yeah,
Olga has a question, Michael.
Okay, yes, Olga, go ahead.
Good evening. Thank you very much, President Michael, for the invitation. And Dr. Manoj, nice to meet you. And thank you very much for your speech. Unfortunately, I haven't been here from the beginning, but I will review the recording. My name is Olga, and I'm from the club Saint Petersburg White Knights. It's another Rotary club in Saint Petersburg. And this year, I'm a national coordinator for ICC, for the inter-country committees. And I have not a question, but maybe information that we are now starting to create the inter-country committee between Russia and India. And I'm very glad that there are representatives from several clubs here that maybe it is the first announcement in a meeting that we have the president from both sides already in place. And from Russian side, it is Natalia Loginova from Rotary Club Vladivostok Passport Club. It's a new club, and she is the president, charter president of that club. And we have two districts, 3011 and 3090 from India, who initiated this process. So we are very keen to proceed. And we already have some cooperation from 2 previous years with Rotary clubs from Mumbai. So we had helped each other to submit some global grants. If you will be interested, I can supply more details, because I was involved to find partners from Russia or, for these grants. And I have been looking some your interviews, Dr. Manoj, from before, and what I liked very much, one of the observations or maybe jokes, good one from one of the presenters from your meeting, when he mentioned that being a spinal surgeon, you can help to find a cord or a spinal for some persons or some Rotarians or some clubs. So thank you very much. We're very happy that you are with us. Please, this will be appreciated, this, your support and input. Thank you.
Thank you for that information. Yesterday, I received Governor Margarita's mail that ICC is going to be formed or formed already. And past Governor Deepak Talwar from Delhi is the key person. He's a dear friend. So we will definitely work together. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very good. Very good. Any other questions out there? I don't see any other hands coming up. This
Michael,
is a flying crowd today. Go right ahead.
Can I just share something?
Sure.
When I saw the pictures that Dr. Manoj was showing about the fellowship in his club, it reminded me of a club that I visited in Delhi. I can't remember the name of it. It might have been Delhi North. It was an old club, and the average age of the members was quite old, but the club meeting was very interesting for me, because no one paid any attention at all to anyone who was speaking at the front. Everybody was having a good time with their spouses at sitting around round tables. And there was an older man who was walking around with a plastic Coke bottle. And I thought, that's rather strange, because he was pouring Coke into people's glasses. But I discovered that it wasn't Coke, it was whiskey.
It was.
So that meeting had a great attitude. And I look forward to joining the India-Russia ICC, because I know it'll be fun.
Sure.
That's for sure. I worked over there for 6 years, primarily in Chennai, but also in Bangalore, Madras, and Goa, and Pune, and Mumbai, and all those places.
Oh my God. So many.
Yeah, I worked in 14 different cities in India in 7 years, and I went to Rotary clubs almost every city I went to, and the best experience I got, and I'm the crowd tonight. Most of you are senior Rotarians, I'll put it that way, and you have been involved in projects. And we have a new one down here in Rami who's from UAE, but he's working with us now in Russia. And he went to the children's center that we sponsor, and he got a chance to see those children. When you can get your members to participate and actually touch, feel, see the impact of what Rotary does, it's euphoric. It gets those endorphins running in their heads, makes them feel good. They're excited because they get a chance to do some good for people. When you do good for others, we know it all as Rotarians. I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but when you do good, it makes you feel good. And this is very, very rewarding. My club in Colorado Springs, Colorado, where I started, sponsored school desk. I went to schools in India after they had been delivered. Children were writing on the concrete floor with paper and pencil because they had no desk. We provided them with desks, and they were so very, very happy. Groups of women, 8 or 10 together, and there was 2 groups. We provided them sewing machines, and they were able to make garments that they could sell on their own and make their own living instead of being dependent upon others. There's just so many projects going on in India. And if you ever get a chance, not only India, but Kenya I've been to, and in Sri Lanka and other countries, when you get a chance, go to that Rotary project and participate with another group. As Randall says, you may find somebody walking around pouring whiskey in glasses. That's okay. It's different. That doesn't mean it's bad. But also what you're going to find is the same, is the euphoric feeling that you will get for helping others. That really, really is a big feedback or big payback we get as Rotarians for doing it. So any more questions? We're going to take 1 or 2 more questions, and then we'll close this session. Any other questions from anybody? Derek, you got a question?
I have one suggestion.
Yes, sir.
My wife, she's a Rotarian, and she was Rotary Friendship Exchange Chair for 3 years. And it was not popular. There used to be only 2 countries. Now we are receiving people from 15 countries. So it could be club to club, it could be district to club. I invite you to come to our city, attend our district conference, and normally it works like this. Whatever we do or you do for us, we will reciprocate. So 5 couples come, or 4 couples, or 3 couples come. Home hospitality is provided. So it is only airfare that basically you are spending, and rest is looked after by hosts. And that is how Rotary Friendship Exchange has flourished in India. So think about it.
Right.
If you attend a conference, Michael has seen Indian Rotary clubs, but if you attend a conference in my district, 3,000 people dancing away, for evening program, or whenever a speaker is there, pin drop silence, people are attentive, but 3,000, that's our conference. So think of coming, you would experience something special. And I would invite on this subject, Laila, because you have been to India. You have done many projects in India with Ravi Vadlamani. I remember that also.
Yes, we are great friends.
Say something about your experience.
Thank you. Lovely. I really hope it's going to be possible. Yeah.
India has a lot to offer. We hear so often, and I know this is not only India, this is all countries. We hear the bad news all the time because bad news sells. People tell us what's wrong with that on the front page of the newspaper, on the beginning of a news report on TV. We always hear the bad news first. But because good news doesn't sell, but there is good news and there are good things. And if you open your eyes and go see them, and again, I know with this group here today, I'm actually speaking to the choir. I wish I was speaking to 1,000 younger Rotarians, but we know that we can put that word out and help those people to do better. So, okay, if there's no more questions, I'm going to close this session. Everybody, please, I would like to give Dr. Manoj, is it Desai or Desai? How do you pronounce the last name? Desai. Dr. Manoj Desai, I'd like everybody to give him a round of applause. Let's show him that we appreciate him. Thank you very, very much. Thank you for being here. And you will be hearing from our club and from me because you now are involved with Russia. So seeing how you're involved with us, we're gonna get in touch with you. that is coming. Okay, I'm gonna take over the screen for a moment here. Oops. And our signature project for our group, and most of you already know about this because you've been to our meetings before. Our signature project is the St. Petersburg Charitable Foundation, a rehabilitation center for children with cerebral palsy. And we've been working with them now. Going back 6 years ago, we bought a very large machine for around $60,000 to help them to build the braces and shoes and things they needed and be able to do a better job. And then we had a lapse and didn't help them for a while. This past year, we got back involved with them. And now instead of getting the machinery, we are sponsoring children to go through and get the therapeutic massages, treatment, support that they need to be able to walk again. This child here, Makar, he only had organic damage to the central nervous system, and through massages and through therapy at the center, he was able to walk again. He's not walking and running in the field like a normal child, but he's able to stand up on his own now and can move around and has some mobility, and it will get better with time. Our club's goal was to sponsor 10 children. That's what we wanted to do during 2021. We're at 5 now, just past halfway. We need your help to reach that goal. Several people on the screen today, out of the 19 or 20 that are on our screen, several of them have made personal donations. And we appreciate that very, very much, that you have opened up your purse strings and helped these children. We also have gotten help from some clubs around the world, and the clubs have made donations for us. And we appreciate that also. We need to help these children so they can walk and run like other children. There are more children there that we're working on. We worked with Polina and Makar. We worked with several folk of these children, and they had a similar diagnosis. And with our help, they were able to walk again. I can't emphasize this enough. If you've never seen a child that couldn't walk, that came in a wheelchair or came in carried in and was able to walk out several months later on their own, yes, with braces, yes, holding someone's hand, but they're walking, their legs are moving. This is a great thing to see and experience. We need to send these children through a course of 60 days of therapy, 5 days a week, 2 to 3 hours every single day. And these children are participating. And it's not only the children, their parents have to participate. They must have one parent there learning how to do the massages, so that when the therapy is over and they go home, the parents need to continue that therapy. This is a big, big part of it. If the parent does not want to participate, the center does not want to take the child because they want the parent to be active in this process. So every child deserves a walk, run, and play like other children. You can help those children do that by making donations, by helping these children. Please help our club to make this work. It's something that we feel very, very strongly about, and it's something that we want to see happen more. Our goal is 10 children. We're halfway there now this year. Now we're in August. We're slightly behind again. We're going to move forward and get 5 more this fall. With your help and spreading the word, we can do this. Dr. Manoj, I have a little phrase for you. You probably have already heard it. And you were talking about a small club can do big things. The people in this audience have heard me use this phrase 2 or 3 times already in the last 6 months, but I'll remind you of it. The 14th Dalai Lama had something to say, and this is a quote from him. If you think you're too small to make, if you think you're too small and insignificant to make a difference, try sleeping with a mosquito. That mosquito has a huge, huge impact. So coming up for us now after this is going to be our speakers. And our speaker schedule, let me get this here, share speaker schedule. That was our signature project. Speaker schedule. We had Dr. Manoj today. There's no meeting next week. David Munger will be here with us to talk about his chocolate company, and I can't wait. We've had a few other company owners and founders, people who started from scratch and built companies come talk to us before, and they're always very interesting. On the 1st of September, Urs Halter will be here to talk to us about the Russian-UK ICC. Scheduled here in September. Now this might just, Boris's date might change, I'm not sure. But right now he's scheduled for September from the German-Russian Chamber of Commerce as our speaker. Then Natalia talking about that's open world. There's a D left off there. That's my error. My mistake, I left the D off world. The open world program. And then later in September about the DOT glasses. So this is our next few speakers that we're going to have. Randall has been working hard with all these speakers, just as he did with Dr. Manoj, to make sure they have everything they need and they're able to come in and give us their impact. We have had some dynamic speakers this past year, and most of that effort goes to Randall, who is out there contacting these folks and making it happen. Okay, I have members. What members do I have for my club? Antonina, okay, Rami. Rami is a regular member of our club in St. Petersburg. Any comments today, Rami?
No comment. Thank you so much.
Oh, come on. You're going to Toastmasters. You're in Toastmasters. You're learning how to talk a little bit. Speak up just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm amazed by 3,000 operations, 3,200 operations just twice a week. I mean, wow, dedication, commitment. That's what it takes. I mean, it's commitment, regular, staying on top, little step at a time. Bravo, very inspiring.
Very good. Thank you, Rami. Thank you. And Manoj, he's one of our up and rising stars. He's got some great expectations of what he wants to accomplish inside of Toastmasters. So I'm sure he's going to be a good one for us. Randall, comments, please.
No comments, just what you said is very apt, that it will be a very interesting speech from David when he talks about the trials and tribulations of starting up a business here in the chocolate business and keeping it running. And he already offered that he would be happy to share with us chocolates if he was here. But if you want to go to Kaliningrad, then you can definitely get a little treat.
We'll find out when he's coming to St. Petersburg, and we'll get a little vodka to go with that, the chocolate. That'll be a good evening dessert. Antonina, you are an honorary member of our club. Any comments, Antonina?
I already expressed it.
Okay.
And again, thank you very much. Great meeting. And I'm happy to see here also members of Russian-speaking community, Rotary community from Russia in this meeting. So, okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hope to see you next time.
Yes, Anthony, thank you much. Yes, Dimitri, go right ahead and comment, Dimitri.
Well, I'm excited about this coming meeting on chocolate because as a journalist, I can tell you that there is one business lady in Moscow who has been in chocolate business for about, I guess, 25 years now, Eldar Khanova. And she is like a celebrity. She is extolled as one of the most successful women entrepreneurs. And it will be interesting to hear why he decided to do it here, because actually the Soviet Union was pretty good about making chocolates. I mean, all this Rotfront and Babaevsky factories. So it will be interesting to find out whether competition was a boon or it was a problem for the new business, because he didn't come to a wasteland, you know, but maybe he used some of the capacities that had already existed here. So it will be interesting to hear how he managed. I mean, did he use the resources that were already in place, or did he bring the new ones and start everything from scratch? Will be, yeah, I'm just telling you that it may be interesting even from a media point of view, you know, these kind of businesses. Thank you.
I'm sure he would he would love to answer all of those questions, and he would, I'm sure, also love to have more publicity.
Right. Yeah. I believe that there's a challenge, the more he's going to excel. There are many people who are that way. If there's no challenge, they don't do much. But if there is a challenge, they excel. So we'll see what happens. Natalia Lechat, you're at almost all of our meetings. You're not a member yet, dear, but any comments, please?
Great to see everyone, and I'm very much impressed and inspired by Dr. Manoj presentation. Thank you very much, and especially the idea each member brings a member might be one of the opportunities also to increase the membership of Saint Petersburg Club. Looking forward to future presentations and wish everyone to enjoy this beautiful summer.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you, Natalia. Leah, is your husband there with you today, or are you by yourself?
I'm by myself. He went to the library, but he sent me
Comment from you, please.
So, yeah, thank you. I think this was an excellent meeting and very good to get new good ideas concerning the club life, which is, well,
it's a huge problem, not only for Rotary, but we're finding the same thing in Toastmasters. This last 16 months has been a huge drain on members around the world. And we need to bounce back. I'm sure we will in the near future, but it's been a huge drain on membership.
I also comment in Finland. Finland used to be the promised land of all kinds of clubs and associations, every Finn belonging to several. But now the present generation is no longer interested in joining any type of association on a fixed basis. And I think Rotary in Finland, we really have a real big task in changing our way of working so that we do more projects and really hands-on things, right, and less sitting in meetings.
Well, tell them to go jump in a pool. Maybe there'll be more people attend. So that's a possibility.
Yeah.
Thank you, Leela. And say hello to your husband for us. We missed him this week. Howard, comments? You're muted right now, Howard. You're muted.
Thank you, Michael. I was equally impressed with the outline by Dr. Desai, and I just think the opportunities that are in India, and it's a very important time in Indian history because of the COVID situation being so dramatically difficult for that country. And it's a real opportunity for the medical community, and they've already done it, I'm sure, just like they have in Russia and many other communities. But it's an opportunity to show what Rotary can do to help, people cope with these very difficult and unfamiliar situations. And Rotarians can do that. Toastmasters can do that. People that are having parties can do that. But the gregariousness of the personality of Rotary is what sort of helps carry the ball wherever you are. So I think that's part of the message that I picked up. It's the only comment I can think of right now. Sorry.
Okay, very good. Very good. Derek, how about a comment from you, Derek?
Yeah, thank you so much. First and foremost to you and the club, and to David Fishman for inviting me. I very much appreciated Dr. Manoj Desai's presentation. Truly inspiring, and I've worked with Rotary on and off in different ways since 2000, when I was with CCI and the PEP program, bringing a lot of Russians over to the United States. No, I very much appreciate it, and thank you so much for letting me participate.
Thank you, Derek. Appreciate it. We have another one of our club members, Andre Bitsi, just chimed in a little while back. Andre, is there any comments you'd like to make?
Hey, well, one thing I liked a lot, apart from the projects themselves and the impact that can be achieved through these projects, that's amazing. And one thing I liked about the Club Live is the new formats of the meetings. I mean, one thing, okay, we have all these online meetings, which is a bit of a pain in the neck, but assuming that the whole situation is going to get better, we will have live meetings, offline meetings again. And maybe we can also do it in a pool. Maybe we can do it in a sauna, in a banya, whatsoever. And there might be many other opportunities to make life more interesting and more thrilling in our club.
I agree. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
Appreciate your participation. Thank you. I didn't see you earlier, and I apologize. I didn't call on you when I was calling the other members. I didn't see your square. So
all fine. Thank you.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. Okay, that pretty much wraps it up for me. We've got about 4 minutes to go. Any other comments from anyone? Anybody like to chime in and make a comment? No comments. Okay. I'm going to declare the meeting over, but I'm going to hang around here for another 4 or 5 minutes and just chat in general. Nothing official. If anybody would like to stay here and talk. So.
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? That's a Rotary four-way test.
Now many years ago, in 1932, his company was headed down, he knew not what to do. Then Herbert Taylor started on a quest to keep his team from certain doom. He wrote the four-way test.
Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? That's the Rotary four-way test. Adopted some years later by Rotarians worldwide, some simple rules for dealing with the people by your side. A guide for life's decisions, no doubt one of the best. Just 24 quite simple words. The four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? That's the Rotary four-way test. In the class or on the playground with your friends at school, you'll find that hurtful words and actions really aren't too cool. So as you make your choices of what to do or say, remember that old four-way test and you will be okay. Is it the truth? Is it fair?